Hey there, hi there, how you doing there? It's KimmyKalani. Thanks for joining me for another video. So today's video is just going to be a soft-spoken ramble. So I don't know if you've heard about the Onlyfans news. So the original news is that they were going to ban sexually explicit material on Onlyfans starting October 1st. That's like Taco Bell deciding not to sell tacos anymore. Onlyfans is built off of sex workers and content creators, and I am myself a sex worker slash content creator, if you didn't know already. And when I first saw the news originally, I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time I was just more like, what do I do now? It is very frustrating because you just feel like, to me, I felt like this is just another part of society, part of the internet telling me I do not exist, I am not worthy of recognition, I do not deserve respect. It's very frustrating because I work so hard on what I do and creating content, and I felt like the ugly stepchild, almost like in Cinderella, where I work my ass off and there's no recognition. They have never once acknowledged us, sex workers, and we helped build that platform, and now they were just going to kick us to the curb. So that is not a good feeling at all. You don't feel like you are heard, recognized, acknowledged for your work. The news that just came out was that they decided to reverse that ban on sexually explicit material for the time being. Said it was suspended, and I think that is because as soon as they decided to put that policy in effect, the original policy, they were probably starting to lose a lot of people. Sex workers were deciding to switch platforms, and they probably realized their mistake and decided for the first time to acknowledge sex workers and say that, you know, they were trying to figure out what to do to compromise. To me, too little too late, you know. And so I guess they just decided to not put that policy into effect. Personally, it feels very mentally abusive in a way. For like when I heard this policy this morning, honestly, I just feel defeated again. I was hopeful for switching to a new platform, and now I just feel like a rag doll. I feel like my mind and my hard work, my work ethic, and my personality, my voice is just being thrown around. My money, because it is a sizable chunk of change. I was making, I would say, about 60% of my income on OnlyFans, which I was slowly diversifying, but that does take time. So yeah, it's frustrating, and to me, I'm going to switch to a new platform anyways, because it's not a good sign. It seems very hypocritical and very mentally abusive, almost like an abusive ex that decides you aren't worth their time, throws you away, realizes what they're missing, and brings you back on board. You know, not a fun feeling. I'm sure some of you guys know if you ever have been in an abusive relationship mentally, emotionally, and I do apologize if you've been through that. So to give you a little background, so you get to know me as Kimmy Kalani and as a sex worker, why did I get started? And maybe this will clear up some assumptions you guys have, which if you have any assumptions, and if you've heard any assumptions from other people about sex workers and content creators, please comment down below. I would really like to know. Be honest, because I would love to debunk these assumptions and make a video going through them. So let me know. I have always wanted to be a model ever since I was like 13. And growing up, I did like photo shoots and I did conventions, and I was told I was not skinny enough and not tall enough. And so that was very defeating. So I decided to put my dreams aside and just focus on my studies and get straight A's, get the most volunteer hours, get the most scholarships, get the most AP classes, you know, typical Asian straight A student. And I started to become really depressed. I think it started when I was senior year of high school. I started to get really depressed. I felt like I wasn't living. It went on till I was, I think, about 23. 2018 to be exact. I had a lot of depressive episodes, suicidal thoughts, and things like that because I felt like I wasn't living. I felt like I was just passing life by, just surviving, doing what society expected of me. And it wasn't until this date, February 23rd, 2018, when I cut my arm right there. That long, I don't know if you can see it, that long scar. And as soon as my skin split open, my immediate thought was, what did I do? I want to live. I'm sorry if this is gonna get emotional. I want to live. I want to see what I can accomplish in life. I have so much left to do. And at that moment, I realized that I was the only one that was going to take charge of my depression, and that I've hit rock bottom. So there's no more fear in a way, like, because there's only up. I can only go up from here. And so I decided to quit my job. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I just started following photography and modeling groups on Facebook. I created a Model Mayhem account, and I wasn't getting paid really at first, you know. I was just doing work to get myself out there. And before I knew it, not long, like a month in, people were telling me they really liked my work and that I was a natural, and so I started getting paid. And I was comfortable doing nude work and sensual nude, and I would ask myself, I'm pretty good at making sure I don't, because I'm so indecisive, making sure I think something thoroughly before I do it. And it's gonna be on the internet, I know that. I'm never gonna get a real job, but that's the thing, I don't want a real job. Why would I want something where I'm depressed? Do you like sitting at an office? Do you like listening to someone that doesn't appreciate you? So I just kept going. It made me feel so empowered, so beautiful, and I was in charge of my schedule. And slowly I started getting a recognition on Instagram, and I started getting DMs from people asking to pay for my nudes. And I thought to myself, is this something I will be okay with? Because if I go down this road, it's not something I can just back out of, because this is going to be a career decision. And yes, I was okay with it because I was already doing it for photography, so why not make more money off of it? And I made a Patreon, and I did that, and obviously you know what happened with Patreon. So I moved to Onlyfans, and here we are. Fast forward a bit. So why do I love it? I feel like I'm actually living and doing what I want. There's nobody to tell me when to work, how to work. It's up to me, and I think that it's very empowering. I get to take days off if I'm feeling a bit mentally stressed, and people generally are very supportive, my fans. I get to work more if I want to. I get to decide if I want to try this avenue or that avenue. And once I started to push myself for like 40 plus hours a week for maybe 2 years, I started making decent money, and I was able to travel. I was able to go to state fairs. I was able to do stuff that I wasn't able to do before. As a personal trainer, I was making crap money by a boss that thought I didn't know what I was doing, and was very, it was a very hostile environment. So I am much happier doing what I love, creating content. And I would say, after maybe a year and a half, 2 years of doing this, I don't feel depressed anymore. I mean, I get days where I feel depressed, but I wouldn't say I have long-term depression and no more suicidal thoughts. I feel like a brand new person. Now, what do I hate about it? Everything that I hate about it is actually more about society and the internet and how misunderstood I feel doing this. I haven't lost family doing this, but I know that family-in-law see me as, I don't know, I guess a piece of shit. But to me, it's more frustrating being misunderstood and knowing the type of person I am, and for people to see another version of myself. It's very frustrating and very defeating, because I know the type of person I am. I think I'm a very compromising person, very respectful, very understanding, and I think it's very hypocritical for society to view me this way, when every industry, every type of person, there's always people that are very disrespectful. You know, you have doctors that cheat on their wives, you have, you know, lawyers that do very shady things, you have, you know, I could go on and on. So how are sex workers any different? You know, there's good people and there's bad people. Why are we defined by the type of job we do and not how we treat others? So yeah, I feel like I am I mean, I could go on about what I think I am, but I'd love to show you the more you get to know me. So it feels like you're kind of trying to shout to the world like, hey, listen to me, hear me out, see me for who I am. And the world and the internet doesn't even bat an eye. You are scum, you are trash. That's how it feels going into that. It's the internet, it's social media. Everywhere you go, you're scared. Personally, I am scared of speaking my mind for fear that you're just going to get shut down. You're in a constant state of like survival. And it feels like no matter how hard you work and how hard you try, it isn't getting recognized. And I know I'll get through this. I always do. I know some other people might not be as strong. I've gone through a lot of mental work on myself over the past 2 years due to quarantine. But every time a page gets taken down or a video gets demonetized, and sometimes you're trying to follow the guidelines as best as you can, but because of what you do, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the most frustrating thing, is you aren't seen as a person. Even though I love what I do. I appreciate you guys being so supportive, and I don't want to be silenced anymore. So I would appreciate it if you guys gave this video a thumbs up. So hopefully, if my story can get out there in any way, show people that I'm just a human being, just like anyone else. And I'm so sick of this. I'm going to get through this. I know I will. It just feels like another kick in the stomach. And I need to get stronger. So, if you want to follow me and my story, don't forget to subscribe. But also get some more ASMR content. And my Instagram is KimmyKalaniASMR or KimmyKalani. If you would like to support me on there as well, please comment below what assumptions you have. I would love to talk about those assumptions. Maybe assumptions you've heard from Karens and Kens as well. And I appreciate you guys.